Hello everyone, this is Demetrius Wilson again, Principles of Management, Chapter 5. This is part 2 of the lecture. Back on to our intended, emergent, and realized strategy. So David McConnell aspired to be a writer. When his books weren't selling, he decided to give them out to give out perfume as a gimmick. The perfumes McConnell gave out with his books were popular, inspiring the foundation of the California Perfume Company, right? So he thought we were dealing with books, but hey, now we're dealing with perfume. Real life strategy, the company changed its name to Avon, right? Didn't know how that's how Avon got started in 1939, and its direct marketing system remained popular uh, for decades. Avon is now available online and in retail outlets worldwide. So check this one out. Oh, sorry, a little too far. Say slow down, Demetrius. When father and son team Scott and Don Rasmussen were fired from the New England Whalers, they envisioned a cable network that focused on sports events in the state of Connecticut. I'm sure some of you guys can, when I say Connecticut, some of you guys can guess what this is. As the network became successful, ESPN has branched out beyond the local softball games and demolition derbies that were first broadcast. ESPN is now billed as the worldwide leader in sports, owning several ESPN affiliates, as well as production of ESPN Magazine, ESPN Radio, and broadcasting for ABC. In 1977, a cash-strapped advertiser gave a radio station managed by Lowell Paxson 112 electric can openers to pay off an overdue bill. The can openers were offered over the air for $9.95 and quickly sold out. An idea emerged. Soon, the radio station features a regular show called Suncoast Bargainers. In 1982, Paxson and a partner launched a home shopping club on local cable television in Florida. Today, the home shopping network has evolved into a retail powerhouse. The company sells tens of thousands of products on television channels in several countries and over the internet. All right, let's go ahead and minimize back down to normal size. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? All right. So, various factors can undermine a strategy. The plan is poorly constructed. If you have a poorly constructed plan, yes, it will definitely undermine your strategy and it will fail. Competitors undermine the advantages envisioned by the plan, right? So, if you think you're first to market with something and somebody else is right behind you, now you have a problem. And the plan was good but poorly executed. I had the steps, but my people sucked and we didn't execute very well. So strategies of all kinds. So you see their intended strategy, deliberate strategy goes straight into your realized strategy. But you may have an intended strategy that hooks the wrong way or hooks a different way, not necessarily wrong, to non-realized strategies, and then you get your emergent strategies, which eventually become your realized strategies. So discussion questions for all. What is an intended strategy? What is a realized strategy? Be sure to go over those. Do not skip them. I will tell you all semester long. So what is your strategic focus? I tend to say that I would like to say, my manager may disagree, but I would think that I have a strategic focus, right? And you have to strategically focus on what's important for you and your business as an individual and as a company and or corporation. So strategic focus is seen when an organization is very clear about its mission and vision and has a coherent, that means you can understand it, a well articulated strategy for achieving those. So strategy as discipline and strategy as trade-offs. Two things we're looking at. Okay, so let's increase this again. If it wasn't good, I'd skip right by it, but these were all pretty good. Firms compete on two general dimensions: the cost and competitive advantage, cost of uniqueness, and the scope of operations. Four possible generic business level strategies emerge from these decisions. An example of generic business level strategy from retail industry is illustrated below. So let's check this out. So you have cost. Walmart. Walmart's cost leadership strategy depends on attracting a large customer base and keeping prices low and buying massive quantities of goods from suppliers. So I get more goods from my suppliers because I buy so much, so I get a discount. Now Nordstrom's, on the other hand, is touted for their uniqueness. Nordstrom builds its differentiation strategy around offering designer merchandise and providing exceptional service. Right? You go into Nordy's and you should get very very good service. So these are have a narrow target. So Dollar General or Dollar Store, 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, things of that nature. In using a focused cost leadership, Dollar General does not offer a full array of consumer products, but those that it does offer a price that are priced to move, right? So you won't catch you a NutriBullet in a Dollar General, but you will find you a bunch of, you know, mid-level toothbrushes and toothpaste that you could purchase from there as opposed to purchasing from the grocery store. Me personally, I love the 99-cent store. Uh, Anthropology followed a focused differentiation strategy by selling unique and pricey women's apparel, accessories, and home furnishings. Right. So we said let's be unique and let's have a lot of customer, mass customization where customers get exactly what they want and they're going to pay more for that, which is the way that you should do business. Now let's check out Southwest Airlines. Now I've only flown on Southwest a handful of times, typically fly on other airlines, but I like their business model. Differentiation or price leadership strategy. So Southwest Airlines has combined cost cutting with measures of differentiation. What measures of differentiation? Well, they don't have to pay for their luggage. That sets them apart and it also saves costs. And proving that it's possible to succeed using a combination of these two strategies. More discussion points, be sure to review those. Developing strategy through internal analysis. So the primary purpose for internal analysis is to understand the unique resources, capabilities, and core competencies of an organization that may enable them to outperform their competitors over time, right? So over time, do we have what it takes internally to outperform our competitors? So if you want to measure the value of your core competencies, and these are the things that are not only do you do best, but the main things that you focus on, right? So McDonald's core competency is serving hamburgers, right? They serve apple turnovers, and we may all love them, but their main core competency is serving hamburgers. Products, performance characteristics, and attributes for which customers are willing to pay all go into the value. So again, if this was not something that you should really know, I would skip it, but it is. I've already reviewed these. So resources and capabilities. Resources and capabilities are the basic building blocks that an organization uses to create strategies. These two building blocks are tightly linked, and capabilities tend to arise from using resources over time. So resources can be divided into two main types. Tangible, right? So remember, you got tangible things that you can touch, feel, hold, and intangible things that you cannot. Tangible resources are resources that can be readily seen, touched, and quantified. Physical assets such as firms' property, plant, and equipment are considered to be tangible resources, as is cash. Now, intangible resources are quite different to see, touch, or quantify. Intangible resources include, for example, the knowledge and skills of employees, a firm's reputation, and a firm's culture, right? You can't touch somebody's reputation, but you can see when it is tarnished. In a nod to Southwest Airlines' outstanding reputation, the firm ranks fourth in Fortune magazine's 2011 list of world's most admired companies. Only Apple, Google, and Berkshire Hathaway enjoy a stronger reputation. And I will tell you right now, that is mighty, mighty impressive. So more about our resources and capabilities, right? So we check our little Swiss Army knife. Remember that? I don't know if anybody's still rocking that. But while resources refer to what an organization owns, capabilities refer to what the organization can actually do. More specifically, capabilities refer to the firm's ability to bundle, manage, and otherwise exploit resources in a manner that provides value added and hopefully advantages over competitors, right? So you want to have you need to have a competitive advantage over your competitor if you want to sustain your business and your market share. A dynamic capability exists when a firm is skilled at continually updating its array of capabilities to keep pace with changes in its environment. Especially for bigger companies, you have to be frequently changing. General Electric, for example, buys and sells firms to maintain its market leadership over time, while Coca-Cola has an uncanny knack for building new brands and products as the soft drink market evolves. Not surprisingly, both of these firms rank among the top 13 of the world's most admired companies for 2011. Not a surprise at all. So let me shorten this up for you a little bit. All right, so we have our value chain, Porter 1985. So we have our firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development, and procurement. That's all support activities. These are all things that support, not necessarily bringing money in, but probably stopping money from going out. Then we have our inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. These are our primary activities, right? So you have your primary activities versus your support activities. All right, so adding within the value chain. Check out that big donut. And yes, we're going to have to read through this one again because it's pretty good as well. Donut shops buy commodity products such as flour and grease and transform them into delectable treats. Consumers are willing to pay much more for donuts than they would for flour and grease because they don't want to go through the hassle of creating them. Below, we illustrate how many primary and support activities in the value chain can add value for donut shops. So primary activities involve the creation and distribution of goods and services, right? So we want to create goods and then we want to distribute them. Goods and or services. A healthy donut? Not really, but inbound logistics of organic ingredients from a local farmer's market makes the donut place in New York City unique. Like for instance, the fact that Google grows fruits and vegetables on their on their premise. Operations at the coffee and donut shop in Westport, Connecticut, rely on a secret donut recipe, right? Don't let anybody get the recipe. Former President Clinton had the donut shipped to the White House regularly. And that's pretty good if somebody, if the president's saying, I need for you to ship those donuts to me. Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Oregon uses a van as part of its outbound logistics. The van takes their unique offerings, such as bacon maple donut, far beyond their store. Marketing and sales. For Randy Donuts in Inglewood, California, it's aided by attention grabbing building. And that's probably that really big donut right there that says Randy's. So what is a dirty snowball? So don't jump to any conclusions. Helping customers understand their unique menu is an important service offered by Voodoo Donut staff, right? So there are some companies that say, hey, you know what? This is how we make things, and you cannot alter or change what we have. And I've heard that before. Like for instance, when I went to Mommy Burger, which is great, they said, hey, this is how the burger comes. Don't ask me for any alterations or adjustments, buddy. Support activities are important supplementary aids to primary activities. As an example, firm infrastructure, the explosive growth of Tim Hortons under Ron Joyce's leadership led Canada to have the highest per capita consumption of donuts in the world. A key human resource management issue for all donut shops is ensuring that a friendly face greets each customer. The conveyor belt used by Krispy Kreme is a technology that creates efficiency and a virtual enticement for potential customers. And large chains such as Dunkin' Donuts enjoy low prices in their procurement process because they buy supplies in bulk, right? So we're going to buy 600 toner cartridges for the printer. So yes, we are definitely going to get a discount from that. Go ahead and shorten this back up. So the VRIO analysis, value, rarity. Is this something that's really rare? Are you able to imitate it, right? If you're not able to imitate, if you are, but if other people aren't really or able to imitate it, then you've got a good thing on your hands. And organization, right, which always comes into play. So here's the analysis. Is it supported by the organization? And then you have a yes. And these are our competitive implications, right? So competitive disadvantage, competitive parity, competitive or temporary competitive advantage, and sustained competitive advantage. And so you see over in the performance, you have a below normal and above normal. So more of our great discussion questions, be sure to read those, such as what is the objective of internal analysis? It's to find the answer to the solutions, because you must remember that the answers to your solutions definitely come from the individuals on the floor and not from you as a manager or you as a team lead. So didn't quite make it all the way through all the slides, so we're at 34 of 45, and so we'll continue with part 3 of our lecture shortly. So in this chapter we have lecture part 1, lecture part 2, and lecture part 3 for Principles of Management, chapter 5.